On a cold evening in a busy downtown restaurant, a frail little girl with tangled hair and worn-out shoes stepped inside. She wasn't there to beg for money. She wasn't there to steal. All she wanted was food. But instead of asking with words, she pointed to the grand piano in the corner. "Can I play for food?" she whispered. The crowd chuckled, waiters smirked, and a few laughed out loud. A homeless girl playing piano? Impossible. But within seconds of her touching the keys, the entire room froze. What they heard would leave everyone speechless and change her life forever. Welcome to the Black Narrative, where we tell resilient stories, real voices. If you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the family, because these are the stories they don't want you to hear. Her name was Lily, a 12-year-old girl who had known nothing but struggle. Life had not been kind, her father gone, her mother working 2 jobs until she fell sick, and eventually, Lily was left to survive on the streets. The nights were cold and the days were harder. Still, she carried one memory from her past life, her mother's old piano. Before losing their home, Lily would sit beside her mom and press the keys, letting her fingers dance while her mother softly guided her. That piano became her comfort, her escape, and the only thing that gave her a sense of hope. But now, sitting on street corners, hungry and forgotten, her dream of music seemed like a cruel reminder of everything she'd lost. Until one night, she walked past a restaurant. She saw people laughing, eating, enjoying what she had long been denied. In the corner of that warm, glowing room stood a shiny black piano. Her stomach ached, her lips trembled, and she thought, maybe, just maybe, this was her chance. She didn't ask for money. She didn't beg for charity. She walked inside, eyes wide with fear and courage, and asked one simple thing. "Can I play for food?" The moment she spoke, the restaurant fell silent. Some diners smirked. A waiter scoffed, whispering to another, "She probably can't even play a single note." A man at the bar chuckled loudly. "This will be good entertainment." Even the manager raised an eyebrow, uncertain if he should throw her out. But Lily stood her ground, clutching her torn jacket tightly. After a moment, the manager sighed and waved toward the piano. "Fine, go ahead," he said, more to amuse the customers than to help her. She walked to the piano slowly, every step echoing against the polished floor. As she sat down, laughter and murmurs filled the room. Her hands hovered above the keys, trembling, not from fear but from hunger and cold. And then she played. The first notes rang out, soft and uncertain, but quickly bloomed into something powerful. Her fingers danced with precision, weaving melodies that carried both sorrow and hope. The room fell silent. Conversation stopped mid-sentence. Forks were lowered. Eyes widened. The very same people who mocked her now leaned forward, captivated. Each note told her story. The pain of hunger, the ache of loneliness, the strength of survival, and the beauty of dreams. Tears welled in the eyes of an elderly couple sitting near the piano. A young boy pointed in awe. Even the manager, who had doubted her, froze, unable to look away. When she finished, the final chord lingered in the air like a prayer. For a moment, no one moved, and then the room erupted in applause. Lily sat there stunned, her tiny hands still resting on the keys. For the first time in years, she felt seen. The audience rose to their feet, clapping louder and louder, some even shouting, "Encore!" She had come in for a meal. But in that moment, she had given the entire room something far greater. The elderly couple who had been moved to tears walked up to her first. They embraced her gently, asking where her parents were. All Lily could say was, "I'm alone." The woman's heart broke at those words. Then, a man in a tailored suit stood up. He wasn't just another diner. He was a renowned music producer who happened to be at the restaurant that night. He walked over to Lily, knelt down to her level, and said, "You have a gift the world needs to hear." The manager, realizing the gravity of what had just happened, quickly ordered the kitchen to serve her the best meal they had. Plates of warm food were set before her, but this time no one looked at her with pity. They looked at her with admiration. The same crowd that laughed at her just minutes before now saw her for who she truly was. not a homeless beggar, but a prodigy. That night, Lily's life changed forever. The couple who had comforted her took her in temporarily, promising she'd never go hungry again. The producer kept his word, arranging for her to receive music lessons, instruments, and opportunities far beyond what she had ever imagined. Within months, Lily was performing on real stages, her story spreading like wildfire. She wasn't just the homeless girl who played piano. She became a symbol of hope, resilience, and the power of hidden talent. Years later, Lily stood on the grand stage of a concert hall, thousands watching as her fingers glided across the keys. She looked out at the audience and spotted the same couple who had first believed in her, tears in their eyes as they clapped proudly. The memory of that night in the restaurant never left her. The laughter, the doubt, the moment she turned it all into music, it was the spark that ignited her destiny. Her story became a reminder to the world. Greatness doesn't come from wealth, status, or appearances. Sometimes it comes from the forgotten, the hungry, the overlooked, those who refuse to give up on their gift. And for Lily, one brave request for food turned into a life where she no longer had to ask. Her music spoke for her, and the world was finally listening. This is the Black Narrative, Resilient Stories. Real voices. Subscribe now and never miss the stories that inspire change. Tell me in the comments, what part of this story inspired you the most? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.